right, welcome back. Now, it's still Breakfast Daily, and we are going to get into a conversation about autism. Now, autism is a very important conversation for us to have in terms of advocacy and awareness, all right? Because a lot of the times we treat people that live with autism with disdain and not the right care that they deserve and all of that. Well, we've been joined in the studio by two wonderful ladies, and they're going to help us to get right into this conversation. Asenye Toyin, who is a specialist, special educationist and an autism advocate, is with us here, and Rhoda Mohammed, who is an occupational therapist. Ladies, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So, first of all, what is autism? I mean, we talk about broad spectrum of different things and all that, but just simply put, what is autism, and then why are we talking about virtual autism?
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll start with the autism. So autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder which affects three key things: social interaction skills, communication skills, and there are instances where you see repetitive behaviors or restricted behaviors. But today we are here specifically to talk about the virtual autism.
Okay, what is that?
Okay, so when we talk about virtual autism, it's an autism-like symptoms that is mainly caused by excessive use of screens. So we have the classical autism and we have the virtual autism.
Okay.
It's when children are exposed to the screen too much.
Okay,
So
screen meaning phones, tablets, and so
TV,
on. Okay.
and it affects their development.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you say affects their development, typically what would happen? I imagine that there's YouTube for kids, there's various things they can do on screen, they can play games, they can learning games, all of that. So, hey, I have a 3-year-old, I'm busy, busy lifestyle, you know, so dump them in front of a TV, give them all the educational material, so they are playing and they are learning at the same time. What harm can come out of that?
Yes, so all that you describe seem to be more of passive play, where the child is just seated looking at something.
Okay.
But at that age, we need the children to move more, to use their bodies, to use their senses, smell, touch, skin, everything else to explore their environment. So the negative effects are broad and it affects practically everything. So from social skills, now the child is more withdrawn. It's more about TV, tablets, iPad. So they're not talking more with their siblings or with their parents or with their friends. So now the child is not able to play well. The moment you put the child in a social space,
it becomes socially awkward.
Yes. And the other things like?
The cognitive. Okay, so when children from 0 to 6, the brain is really developing.
Okay.
So when you look at the anatomy, you look at how the synapses and all those things are developing. So if there are some parts of the brain which is not used, it will die off, or it will not really work. So the 0 to 6 age, what the children do affect the whole life of the child. Yes, so it is called a critical age.
Okay.
So this is where you have to allow the child to use more of the hands, the body, and everything.
Okay.
What the child can get from all those things, you can't compare it to screen. And then secondly, to the blue light from the screen affects their sleep, the melatonin that affects their sleep.
All right, so now, is the screen, does it have any use at all?
Yes, it does have a use,
Okay.
but then it should be regulated.
Okay.
So per WHO, 0 to 2 years, there shouldn't be any kind of screen, either TV, tablet, they shouldn't be exposed to anything of that sort. From 2 to 5 should be 1 hour or less. And even as professionals, we advise that this should be spaced out. So you do 15 minutes, you take a break, do something else, come and do 15 till it sums up to maybe 1 hour or just 45 minutes. And this should be done with parents or caregivers around. That, okay, oh, what did you see? Like you are having a conversation alongside the viewing. So it's not just the child doing it alone. That's 2 to 5.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's very paramount that we take note of this, because it's becoming very rampant in the clinics and hospitals.
I see.
Where you see kids exhibiting some behaviors, and they were developing fine.
Yeah.
They were talking. But the moment they were introduced to the screens, like everything changed.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you brought some things here for us.
Okay.
I presume that these are things that are related to, if not the screen, then something else.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us what's happening here. What do we have
Okay,
here?
so normally the reason why parents allow children to use more of the screen is they don't know what to do with their time, or they feel it's too expensive to get things for them to play. So that's why we brought things in the environment, things you can find in the kitchen. So even allowing the child, if let's say allowing the child to scoop this here, you can bring, this is a green bowl, this is a red cup. So you can tell him or her to scoop maybe 4
spoonfuls
of sea sand here, or normal house sand, or 4 teaspoons of oat. This one is oat mixed with color.
Okay.
For this one here, or this one is rice. This one is millet.
Okay.
You can use it to do artworks. Yes, we don't have enough time to use.
So just things around the house.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be anything expensive.
No.
Sand, there's some rice, there's gari, color it up for them. Let's play around with it, you know. Okay.
And for busy parents, I mean, sometimes it's so difficult, maybe getting time to sit. It's very essential. Sometimes we can't entirely blame the parents, but we should, I mean, as we go about our day-to-day activities, like we are cooking, we could involve the kids. We are doing laundry. Okay, the child is sitting by, trying to squeeze or trying to do something, fetching water for you. There's everything, like there's everything available that the child could do. There's anything available, like it could be as little as, okay, pick the shirt for me.
Okay.
Pick the child
activities.
Activities.
Simple things.
Simple
okay. So, quickly, just to wrap it up for us, right? The people are watching, and they are noticed. They've also noticed certain things in their children. Their child was developing fine. They're becoming withdrawn. They're not sure exactly what's going on, what to do. How can they reach you? Where are you located? How can they get in touch with you? How can they get help?
Okay. Yeah, so most of the general hospitals, so first of all, the first point of call is to see a pediatrician.
Okay.
The pediatrician will be able to tell this is a classical autism, or this is a virtual autism. But before I go, the virtual autism is not medically diagnosed.
Okay.
It's a word coined up, and it's becoming rampant. So there's no criteria that, okay, this is how we diagnose virtual autism.
Okay.
Yes, so the pediatrician will be the first person you see. Then now the other services come in. So now we have the occupational therapist like myself, the special educationist, we have speech and language therapist. So, and there are some therapy centers around.
Okay.
But they are more centered in the city. That's the challenge here. So some of them we have. Can I mention? Go ahead to mention.
Yeah. Just give us a couple.
Okay,
give us a couple.
We have a place like Awawatu. It's an early intervention center.
Okay.
We have places like First Word Speech and Rehabilitation Center.
Okay.
We have places like Speech and Hearing Rehabilitation Center as well. We have some schools too who are willing to accept kids who are exhibiting some behaviors and help them. So it's more centered around it, but the first point is to see a pediatrician and a therapist or someone who is professional who guide you in the journey.
Is there, let's say, a number? Is there a social media handle that people can reach out to?
Okay. So when you want more answers to this thing, you can call me on 055 0554 579412.
Okay.
So that sometimes people need answers to some of these questions.
Please repeat the number again.
544-579-412.
Okay.
Or I have a TikTok page, which is Achieve Down Syndrome or Unique Child Foundation.
Okay.
You can find us and we will maybe find answers to some of these questions. Maybe the services and all that you want to know much about.
Okay.
But all what we can say is from 0 to 6 is a very critical age for the child.
Okay.
We should do everything possible to reduce the screen. The impact is so bad.
Yeah.
It's very bad.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. All right, so we've been speaking with Rauda Mohammed, who's an occupational therapist, as well as Aseye Tony. She's a special educationist and autism advocate. Ladies, thank you once again. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.